Hi everyone, this is meowmurai. Let's continue our game of Harold Halibut running on PlayStation 5. Hopefully this game will end someday. God, it feels like it just drags and drags and drags. And now there's more stuff to do. Oh my god. Got another subplot? Need to sleep. Let's take the adapter back first though.
All water, moving people every day. All water, we get you where you're going. Good evening, everyone. Please remember, the all-water tube system will shortly be closing for the night. Get snug, not stranded. All water compliments you on your choice of destination. Unsatisfactory journey for some reason? Just contact your nearest and all water will make it up to you.
Stupid, I wouldn't have done that mission if I'd have known it was going to end my day.
Bad. That was a wild ride. Madam CEO just wasn't fazed, but I've got to give it to those kids. They're really switched on. Anyway, thanks to them I can hopefully convince Rafi. And another important day tomorrow. I'm beat.
I'm beat. This story should have ended 12 hours ago. And we've only played 11 hours.
Harold, at last.
Professor, you're never gonna believe what I discovered about...
Harold, I hate to interrupt you, but I have serious matters to discuss.
I know, but really, this is cool. I mean, important.
If you hadn't overslept, perhaps I'd have time to listen to your stories.
I came as fast as I could, Professor, honestly.
Yes, as fast as only you could be. Anyway, our preliminary external readings and evaluation is complete.
Oh, about the crack. What are they?
The crack looks promising.
Is that it?
Of course that's it. It's an alien origin source of a potentially miraculous energy. What more do you want me to tell you by just looking at it? Now, we need cold, hard data.
Oh, I suppose we need someone to go down. I know I'm not that technical, but I've always wondered what it'd be like to explore an alien world.
Wasn't it you that made contact and saw the habitat of the first sentient alien race humankind has encountered?
Well, yes, but it's really just a cave, and the Flumalim are so nice, I don't really see them as aliens. It could be really alien down the crack. What is it?
Nothing, my boy. I'd love to send you down there. I think you deserve it even. But not without a probe going first. I don't want you to come back as gas or some other state you shouldn't be in.
And if I know you...
Here is a probe. Would you do me the honors?
Definitely. Can't wait to find out what it tells us.
Travel in style with all water. checked your pockets before leaving?
Rafi?
Yes?
I've got a little something that I think might persuade you to help.
Harold, I'm sorry, but didn't I tell you I wasn't interested at all?
You did, but that was before I got this.
Is
Yep. The famous live recording of Mega Twitch at Werribee Sewage by the one, the only Kutsu Hong Shiny Prize. The only record of it on the station.
How did you get this?
Let's just say with a little help from my friends.
I guess one of the original Fedora crew also had friends in high places to get this on board.
Come on, Rafi. You get the record, and Bridget is cool. I promise she won't shout at you.
Okay. Fine. Okay, my sweet. I'll be back for you soon.
Hold it right there, Halibut.
Ah, hey, Major. Frank isn't with you?
This is official business, and I haven't yet deputized him, so he's sitting this one out. Anyway, I need to issue you a fine.
What? But I've definitely not been on the wrong tube.
Not tube related. It's come to my attention that you were part of some rabble-rousing in the All-Water District recently.
Oh, that. But surely it wasn't actually breaking any rules.
Are rules all you care about? You should be a good role model to those innocent children, not filling their head with tales of adventure and rebelliousness. So I should really fine you for improper supervision of a group of minors.
But Major, it was their idea.
Don't try to pass the buck. But still, given the CEO chose not to press any charges, and given how busy I am, perhaps I can let you off with a warning.
That would be great. I promise to be a better influence on them in the future.
See that you do, Halibut. I don't want to hear another troublesome peep out of you, especially with all our new guests around.
Thank you, Major. Best behavior. You have my word.
Very good.
And tell Frank I say hi.
I will. Carry on, Halibut, before I change my mind.
I know, he's kind of an annoying character, but, you know, whatever. I'm sure he has his reasons for being unpleasant.
Destination chosen. We hope you enjoy your all-water tube system journey. You have arrived. Please exit the tube in an orderly manner. We hope you travel with us again soon. Destination decided. Enjoy the view. You may now exit the tube. Thank you on behalf of the All-Water Corporation for choosing to travel with us today.
Bridget, good news. I spoke to Rafi, and they're happy to help, more or less.
Oh, great! I knew we could rely on that silver tongue of yours.
Well, it was touch and go for a while. But they should be working on it right now.
Good work, Harold.
Oh, and Moreau gave me this probe.
Ah, lovely. She mentioned she'd be working on it. As soon as we've got everything up and running here, we can let it down. Leave it with me.
Got the adapter for you, Bridget.
Ah, Harold, you found it. You see what a can-do attitude can do? So, where was it in the end?
Oh, just kind of lying around.
Lying around, eh? Come on, tell me. My organizational pride depends on it.
Let's see. Well, actually, I found it in the energy harvest. It somehow got into a drawer in a filing cabinet. It's weird, but I found it on one of the conveyor belts. I found it on the energy harvest, I guess.
Well, actually, I found it in the energy harvest. It had fallen down the back of a desk.
I don't remember packing up around there. Are you sure? Oh, great, the computer is all booted up. Finally, I can get going. You're a star.
No worries.
Et voila! Now we're cooking with gas.
Great, so what's next?
We can let the probe down. Ah, Harold, just think what wonders await us down there. What new marvels of alien life and power.
Power?
Did I say power? I meant, you know, energy. Power, juice, gas, zoom zoom, pep. Get up and...
Okay, I see. Yeah, I hope we find something that can help with the troubles we're having.
We'll soon see. Or the probe will. I feel like we should give it a name. This could be a momentous occasion, so the probe should have a momentous name.
Proby McProberson? Probert? Probert?
Probert.
Okay, you... Really? No, it's fine. That sounds lovely.
Is there anything else I can do?
Nope. It's gonna take a while to gather enough data for a better picture. Tell you what, though. I imagine Cyrus wouldn't say no to a bit of company. Poor guy is really struggling, I think.
Okay, maybe I'll drop in on him. Bye, Bridget.
Oh, I forgot about the letters. I'm going to lab district. That's right. I'm going to go in the lab district anyway.
Destination selected. Have a pleasant journey and a fantastic day. You're here. Thank you for choosing all water tubes. Destination determined. Now, relax with all water. Thank you for traveling with all water.
Okay, what do we got here?
Deliver the letter to Chris. Yes, who the hell is Chris?
Oh, Sai. What's up?
I'm trying everything I can think of, but for weeks, the answer has eluded me.
The answer to...
What's wrong with my simulation, and what's throwing off the calculations? It's like going around in circles, because my formulae somehow can't reconcile the timings of each step, and without the proper timing, sploosh.
You've got this, Sai. If it was easy, it'd me they'd got to figure it out, not you. Look, I know I'm not an expert, but sometimes you just need an extra set of eyes.
Maybe you're right. I'm out of options at this point.
You've got the Harold option. Now, where should we start?
Oh, I'm sorry, baby. Yes, this is copyrighted music. This game has already done that to me. "37 days later." See, I'm sure you're perfectly capable of handling him, Harold. Just remember to put your foot down sometimes. He's a genius. Don't tell him I said that. But he needs boundaries. Keep him in line. Hey, Harold, just so you know, I beat your high score in Blastosaurus. You can try to beat mine, but I wouldn't bother. We need more coffee. Please remember to bring the thermospangular tomorrow. Hey, can you bring snack, something salty, crunchy, high in protein and low in sodium, but high in potassium? That should do. What if we inverted? What would the worst thing we could do be? And then if we just avoid that, make this blow up and then do the opposite. Hey, I think I've got it. Where are you? The road never got delivered to Chris. Who the hell is Chris? Why doesn't it just tell me where these people are? I don't know. I have like zero attachment to anybody.
Hello, Professor. Any chance there's been some news?
Harold, come here.
Did you find something down there?
Oh, yes. We found particles, non-normative, with fascinating variegation of valency and all sorts. Thing is, deeper you go, denser the particles get. And with enough density, something starts to warp the video feed and probe data recording.
Oh, their combined energy gets strong enough to mess with the sensors.
Precisely. We can only see past a certain point by measuring the velocity of the energy spikes, but it doesn't tell us much.
What does it tell us?
Get this. The particles lower down in their original individual form before they interact and bond are utterly unlike anything we've seen before. And when looked at as a group, they resemble the particle structure of pollen.
Oh, Cyrus will be pleased.
Yes, you're right, actually. Cyrus might be just the right man for the job.
He's always been good with flower stuff. Also, do you think he maybe needs a bit of a change of scenery?
Perhaps a change would be as good as a rest for him. A rest he can't have, I must add.
So, did we find anything else down there?
Harold, what's gotten into you? Not like you to be so interested in my scientific observations.
Well, this stuff seems real.
Well, since you ask, it seems as though the atmosphere down there contains a number of elements that we've never encountered.
Alien elements.
Well, yes. From what I can tell, they wouldn't kill you, but there's no telling what other effects they'd have on human physiology or neurology.
Is it weird that I want to try some?
Yes, very odd. Anyway, we must all get together again near the crack to discuss next steps. Go on, boy. I'll see you shortly.
Someone told me that we're all meeting at the crack to talk next steps or next swims, making me feel tingly. Chris. Which one's Chris? Was it one of the clones?
Photos are flat. Location nominated. Journey commencing. All water thanking you. We know you enjoy traveling with all water. You're welcome.
Oh, hey, Nigel.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi!
This exchange business is curious, eh, Zim?
It is indeed, Alon. Who'd have thought we'd be swimming in fish folk aboard?
Harold, come and have a drink with us.
Tommy. Sure, thanks. And pleased to meet you?
Pleased to meet you.
I'm taking a much-deserved break, what with Stan giving me a helping hand in the shop.
Helping you? How'd that happen?
Ha! He was so curious about my stock, and I told him so much about it, I figured, why not give him all the time he wants around it?
That's great. I'm glad it worked out. You're not at all nervous leaving Stan to it?
Ah, what's the worst that could happen? He's a bright flumelum. It's time I learned to let go and delegate. Plus, it's kind of a draw, right? Can't be many arcade shop owners with a fish friend at the counter.
True. Sounds like you're going to enjoy having more time to yourself.
Yeah, I can spend it with the family now. Felix could do with a bit of straightening out, and it means I can let Bridget put her feet up sometimes. Plus, I wouldn't mind getting back to my miniature food painting.
Your miniature food?
Yeah. What? It's therapeutic. And one day, all the restaurants on Fedora will advertise their dishes with my pretend tiny food in their windows.
I thought you were supposed to be relaxing.
And you're supposed to be drinking. Cheers!
Whoop.
Still, have a bit of tiddy, eh?
Right you are, Zim.
Sonny?
Oh, hey!
What's up? You keeping up with the new demand?
Demand? Demand? Listen, supply I have no trouble with. I'm up to my ears in unwanted crispy marshmallow sprinkles and sweet and sour glaze. But there is no demand. I tried giving out free samples. The best response I got was from the captain at large, who said his kakapo enjoyed them very much.
Oh, I'm sure, you know, with a bit of time?
Perhaps. Or perhaps I'm just not cut out for the sweet treats business, eh? Maybe it's back to the drawing board again. I have always wanted to try kickboxing. Maybe Chris would be my trainer.
Oh.
What's up?
Just that I tried to help and...
Harold, it's not your fault.
No, I know, but I thought maybe you'd try a bit harder after I went to the effort.
Come on, Harold, don't be a hard ass. The girl's gotta know when to quit when she's... not that far behind.
Look, it's not always easy to know what you want. But sometimes you've got to stick with things a bit to know what you really feel about them.
Huh, that's not a bad point. I guess I don't love making cupcakes. I just want to be successful at my own thing.
You'll be a great success, Sonny. But what's the big rush?
True. True. Thanks, Harold. I got a bit hung up on the end result, didn't I? Well, I've got a few more ideas. Watch this sunny space.
Will do. Good luck, Sonny.
I don't suppose Chris is out this way, is he? Nope, I just had to make sure.
All water, moving people every day. All water, we get you where you're going.
Ciao, Chris.
Ciao, Harold. What's that you've got there? Ooh, is it for me?
Well, yes, actually. It's something old, but hopefully you'll still enjoy it.
How mysterious. Well, hand it over. Let's see what the mystic ways of fate have brought me.
Chris, it was a pleasure to speak to you about spirituality, cosmic oneness, the relationship between religion and science. And also, I must thank you for your workout tips. I'm already seeing measurable improvements in my grip strength and latissimus dorsi definition. I agree that it would be a shame to let matters such as this go by the wayside, despite our community's scientific mission and focus. So as promised, please find attached a number of clippings and notes that will hopefully aid you in your search for understanding and a new signature look. Science spiritually yours.
From Lecture on Cosmology and Religion by legendary cosmologist Marty Rees. The church is part of my culture. The rituals, the music, the community, and the compassion. And if I had grown up somewhere else, I would have gone to a mosque or a synagogue for the same things probably. It seems to me that people who attack religion don't really understand it. Of course, bad people do bad things in a good religion's name, but they would do bad things under any name. Science and religion can coexist peacefully, although I don't think they have much to say to each other.
From the esoteric research article by the anonymous self-confessed mystic stylist, the relationship relationship between both style and spirituality is not often explored, much to the detriment of both spiritual enlightenment and personal beauty. Many monastic devotees, for example, who shave off their hair, claiming minimalism and humility as a way of removing barriers to spiritual growth. But why do we associate Jesus with his flowing locks? Looking glam is surely in no way
Oh, hey, Frank.
impediment to feeling glam. The
Yeah, it has been a while.
glam of the universe.
I'm assuming you've been pretty busy.
Glam that connects us all.
Fantastic. This is great stuff. I always wonder why she never followed up.
So, they're all clippings about finding enlightenment? Were you looking for a religion to follow at the time?
Well, not a religion per se, but something that would help explain my feeling that there were things science couldn't explain or express. I'm still, and will always be looking, I suppose. So this is great inspiration. Thanks so much for bringing it to me, Harold.
Same old. Well, you know.
Oh, and
Even if the same old, you know, it can still take time.
how did you come by this?
Hopefully you've had a chance to play some games in between the same old.
Water system. Thank him for looking after it all this time.
Ah, buddy. Such a true soul. Anyway, I'm going to meditate on this. Thanks again, Harold.
What are we doing? Oh, that's right. Let's go pick up the next letter. We'll deliver to all these characters who you know, whose names escape me. Yeah, sorry, I'm not playing something like a little bit more exciting.
Unsatisfactory journey for some reason? Just contact your nearest
Oh, Tekken? Yeah, I mean, I had fun with Tekken 8. It kind of comes in waves, though. I don't know if you played a lot of the other Tekken games. I mean, that will largely determine how much you enjoy it. I mean, it's a very aggressive style play now. Like all modern fighting games now. I mean, every fighting game is, you know, find some way to attack. And Tekken isn't any different.
What have we got here?
Tekken 8, that's basically what they did, is they just added, kind of like Street Fighter, where they added the, you know, the rushdown mechanics. It seems like every fighting game now has discovered the run button from Mortal Kombat 3. So Mortal Kombat is super aggressive, Mortal Kombat 1 is, Street Fighter is super aggressive, Tekken 8 is super aggressive. You know, no waiting around defending or counter poking or anything like that. Just, you know, find some way to get in there. It makes the matches more exciting, I guess. But the good thing about Tekken is that, you know, there's just like tons and tons of characters. There's only one new character, and she's kind of meant to be like a beginner's character, Azucena. Well, I don't know. Is Reina a new character? I guess technically she's a new character. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I like it. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's good times. And you know, I know like let's see, deliver a letter to Major. I should deliver Iman's letter to Major. Who the hell is Major? I just don't know who these people are. Major. Yeah, I think like God, it's like every fighting game. You know, there's like an initial period where everybody really loves it. So like Street Fighter 6 comes out and everybody kind of really loves it. And then as the game kind of wears on day after day, then people start to, you know, nitpick things about it that maybe that start bothering them.
Mr. Secretary 8?
How can I be of assistance?
Do you ever get bored standing around?
And it's kind of what Street Fighter is going through now. Akuma's going to be released pretty soon, which I think will make some people happy. But at the same time, Drive Rush is really like starting to bother a lot of the veterans of the game. Mortal Kombat 1 is Mortal Kombat 1. Been kind of have some weird code issues, some balance issues, but you know, I mean, all the Mortal Kombat games kind of start real fishy, and then you know, a year later they turn out really good. Usually by the second season, it's like a complete game. I mean, the same thing happened with Mortal Kombat 11, and then Tekken 8.
Can't or simply likes to know someone has an eye out for them.
If you're a big Tekken 7 fan and you just like everything about Tekken 7, or at least what Tekken 7 became, you know, maybe you're not super happy about all the defensive options kind of being put on the wayside. You know, because they essentially have their own Drive Rush mechanic, a lot like Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat, and Grand Blue. I'm struggling to think of any of the fighting games that were released this year or last year that aren't like super duper aggressive. I don't think there's a single one. Where the hell is the Major? What in the world? I mean, she is definitely not the Major. I forget what they call it in Tekken 8, but it's basically Drive Rush. And you know, it kind of makes or breaks the game. So you really have to learn it, because everybody pretty much uses it. I would say the good thing about Tekken 8 is that there's a lot more to the single player experience, so that's really fleshed out. And even if you weren't super into the single player experience, you know, the online's super solid. You know, there are a ton of people playing it, so there's not really a problem of getting matched up. Again, there's like a ton of characters. If you happen to have like a lot of legacy knowledge of the characters, you know, a lot of your old combos still work. And then, you know, there's a couple of new things that are pretty subtle that also work.
Welcome. I am all...
I don't know. Like I said, the Tekken 8's made for like Tekken fans, like long time Tekken fans. So if you've been playing the games for a while, then I think you'll enjoy it. If you're brand new, then of course there's like a ton to learn. You know, everybody has 50 moves, so that can get real intimidating. But thankfully, you know, that game is also like super mash friendly. You know, you can turn on the mode where it's just the mashing mode. You know, you just have like one attack and one special, and I think you have a throw. And then you can hit the left trigger, and you can just turn on mashing mode whenever you want. So you can start off playing the game normally, the way you're used to playing it, and then maybe you're in a situation where you don't want to do that, and you just want to mash. So then you can just turn on the mashing mode and just mash for a little bit, and then turn it off. So I don't know, it's kind of cool. It's very beginner friendly. But at the same time, Tekken is not beginner friendly. You know what I mean? Like if you want to play Nina, you pretty much need to play that game like 24/7. Yeah, I think I'm kind of the same. Well, I mean, I will say the good thing about Tekken is that it's again there's a mash mode, but even without the mash mode, let's say they didn't include the mashing mode in there, it's kind of mash friendly. You know what I mean? Like you can just hit the buttons in like clockwise order, and you'll have combos come out, and all the characters are like that. You know, you maybe not be the most graceful fighter out there, and you certainly won't win every time, but you can just like sort of just hit the buttons in any order you want, and because the game has so many different combinations, you will eventually just hit something that works for you. And where the hell would the major be? Boy, now this one just totally confuses me. The major, where the hell is that? Maybe he's in the alien world. Maybe he's in the flim flim, the slam flim, or whatever it's called.
You're here. Thank you for choosing all water tubes.
Yeah, I'll check all the other districts first. Look for this guy. That's the problem with this game. Just none of the names stick with me. Yeah, and I've even gotten Tekken 8 to run on the Steam Deck. It does not look great. It's kind of a blurry mess, but it does run, and you can even get it to lock at 60, or pretty close to 60. I think anybody with just an average PC can get it to run. Of course, it runs really good on the consoles. And again, it's like the #2 selling game. So, I mean, Mortal Kombat's still #1 as far as like sales go. But there's not as many people as there were initially playing that game, and Tekken's kind of taken over that space. I think a lot of people are still playing the game. So yeah, it's good times. Who is this guy? I haven't even ever talked to this guy. Yeah. Well, technically, like, Tekken was on, like, the Game Boy Advance, right? We've had portable Tekken before. Maybe not in the best form. Yeah, Tekken's good times. I think if you bought it, you'd probably be pretty happy with it. The only people that aren't happy with it are like the hardcore players, like the super professionals that, like I said, they don't like the defensive options being less prioritized. That means they just, but that's just like a little bit of a complaining when a new game comes out. New game comes out, you're used to playing the old game, now you have to play a new game, not used to it, so kind of complain a little bit about it. Why'd they have to change everything? Well, if they didn't change anything at all, then it'd be kind of a ripoff, wouldn't it? I mean, then you'd be basically playing like Madden and FIFA. Or whatever they're calling it now.
Hey, Slippy.
Harold, my man.
Oh yeah, I'm not helping you, Slippy.
Please halt for your contaminant inspection.
The Major. He must be in the alien world.
All water, moving people every day. All water, we get you where you're going.
Yeah, I mean, video games are just kind of like that, right? Like, you may find a game that you play for like 100 hours, and like the first 10 hours are awesome, and then you know, the next 80 hours are, you know, not as good as first 10 hours, but they're okay. And then like the last 10 hours, you're like disgusted by it. It's like something is bothering you, some stupid little thing that really gets under your skin. So yeah, all the fighting games you know, have been undergoing that.
Hey, Warren.
Round up! What can I get you?
The major. Where is the major? You're not the major. You know, I just want this game to be over with. I'm kind of at the point now where I just don't really care what happens. I'm close enough to the end, though, where I don't want to stop playing it. I do actually want to find out what happens to everyone. But the gameplay itself has become super tedious. And it's just a walking sim, so I mean, tedious is kind of the nature of a walking sim. It's like, man, they spent so long making this game. You know, they got the clay look down pretty good. Or at least modern claymation. Like claymation doesn't look like choppy claymation like when I was growing up. Claymation's pretty smooth nowadays.
Hello, Rafi.
Hey there, Harold. What brings you here?
Oh, just trying to make myself useful. You seem cheerful here.
The cave is great. Even though it's busy, the Flumulim mostly leave me alone, but they're still friendly.
Nice. Yeah, they're easy to get along with.
And they come in so many different shapes and sizes.
Yeah, they're a cool bunch.
It's like, even though I'm not like them at all, well...
You'd never feel like you don't fit in.
Yeah, that's it. I feel like I can relax here.
I can tell. And I know what you mean.
It'd be good to get a few of them into Rapid Fly Zone Force, though. Those kids were annoying, but they were good competition.
Huh. Well, I'm glad you like it here.
Thanks, Harold. Kind of a shame we'll have to leave.
I know that feeling too.
Yeah. Well, see you around. And sorry about, well, you know.
Ah, no worries. Enjoy.
Oh, I guess modern graphics do kind of look like claymation. Yeah, I mean, it's a valid point.
Major, I have a letter for you.
Why do you have a letter for me?
I'm helping Buddy.
The Metal Gear Solid 3 remake.
It's complicated.
Yeah, I mean, I'm interested in it.
So here I am.
Seems most unorthodox.
It's actually not my favorite Metal Gear. But, you know, I would still play it.
Major, this is above board. Just read it. Here you go.
Oh my god, what is this letter?
Dear Major Sandstorm, I really want to be like you when I growed up. I think you look very strong when you walk around, and I know you keep everyone on the Fedora safe by punishing anyone being naughty. I want to do that too! I have a little brother who's very naughty, and I try to punish him to keep the Fedora safe. I also like your uniform. It is very smart. Please let me know when I can be your deputy major. Over and out, Jew Main Hunter.
Respect for authority. No desire to give preferential treatment to his unruly sibling. I wonder what became of young Jermaine. I could certainly use someone of his attitude around here. Perhaps not all kids these days, or well, those days, are as misguided as young Felix.
It must be different growing up on the...
This guy's really hard on his son. His son is a jerk, though.
Unruly doesn't mean their intentions are bad, right?
I suppose there's a kernel
But
of
Dad's
truth
also a
in what
jerk,
you
so
say.
yeah,
Not
unfortunately that's the thing that runs in the family in this
breaking
game.
the rules. But you've given me an idea. Perhaps I could teach people why I'm strict about the rules. Maybe tell them about what it was like when I wasn't. Thanks for this, Harold. Be good. I'll be seeing you.
Yeah, I'm interested to see like the new voice acting for Metal Gear. I think that'll be interesting. Because there's no way they're going to use those old samples. I mean, they sound like I mean, on a modern system, they sound like a tin can. They sound like they were recorded in a tin can. It seems like every time they try to redo Metal Gear voices, they always screw something up. So, I mean, I don't know. We'll see. Let's go get another letter.
Travel in style with all water.
But Kojima's not there to manage that game, so maybe they'll ask David Hayter to play Snake again.
Have you checked your pockets before leaving?
I do think it's hilarious that Kojima, hated Hayter so much, even though he was the voice of Snake for what, 4 games? Well, more than 4 games, right? He's the voice of Snake for all the spin-offs. But dude just did not like that guy. Then he finally got like a big Hollywood star. They got Kiefer Sutherland, and Kiefer Sutherland is, that was an interesting take, let me tell you. I don't know if it was good, but it was interesting.
Destination chosen. We hope you enjoy your all-water tube system journey. You have arrived. Please exit the tube in an orderly manner. We hope you travel with us again soon.
I really hope Sony figures something out so that they can get Metal Gear Solid 4 to run on the PlayStation 5. It has been stuck on the PlayStation 3 forever, with no word on them working on a conversion.
Okay, what have we got here?
Dear Harold, me again. Always when you least expect it, right? Well done for delivering all the letters. Very diligent. I'm not surprised, though. I always saw something in you. Similar to me. An inability to leave things undone when you know doing them will make someone happier. You might not be Chris's personal best in the station jog.
Yeah,
but you'll
I
always be
agree.
a bloody champion to me, pal. And maybe you feel like you understand.
Well, I said Kojima's not there, so probably Konami will let him have the job.
I did at least. I mean, I spent pretty much my whole life doing it, and I don't regret a thing. I hope you did anyway.
I would say they love to leave old games unless it's Shadow of the Colossus. Every time they have a new system, they remake that game.
But I'm glad you did. Like I told you before, learning about people is a kind
And then lately, they've been remaking games from PlayStation 4 to PlayStation 5, like those Last of Us games. It's like, really?
It's my belief that even if one of those little worlds looks barren and uninhabitable from the outside, usually when you make contact with it, even if you have to chip away at the surface a bit, or wait patiently for a while, you'll find plenty of life and laughter there. And you learn that life is just like a letter. It can change someone's life.
I guess they haven't. Well, I don't know. I guess Sucker Punch is too busy doing all the new projects.
And when a letter gets delivered, sometimes it's kept around on a bedside table, or it becomes a coffee coaster or a paper aeroplane. The message becomes a smile, a laugh.
I'm sure Sony was happy that the show turned out so well. They could sell more copies of The Last of Us Remastered. Just like the Fallout show doing really well, and Bethesda was like, oh, people want to play Fallout now.
Don't feel you have to hold on to this.
We'll give him that old busted Fallout 97 or 79,
And unless you
or 76, Fallout 76.
video, this will be the last time you hear from
Then we'll do a little bit of touch up on Fallout
It's
4.
a pleasure, Harold. Buddy. Oh, P.S. If you do decide to keep hold of this letter, maybe make it into a paper aeroplane and make Chris race against it. I'd love to beat him one more time.
Actually, I think we played Fallout 4 when it first came out. I think I only played like 4 or 5 episodes of that game. Maybe I should go back and revisit it. I don't know. I remember doing like an all fist run, like I tried to do with Starfield, and you know, those games don't really allow for an all fist run. Same thing with Starfield, I guess. Unless it's Elder Scrolls, I guess I don't really like stick to a Bethesda game.
Destination decided. Enjoy the view. You may now exit the tube. Thank you on behalf of the All-Water Corporation.
It's kind of a shame. I know that's not like a bad game. There's just something about it just made me just lose my interest.
Destination selected. Have a pleasant journey and a fantastic day. You're here. Thank you for choosing all water tubes.
It's so funny. Usually I like these adventure style games. Like I wish they would just last a little bit longer. Like they tend to be shorter than you want them to be. But boy, this game is like way longer than it way longer than it needs to be. It's a cool looking game. It's a cool sounding game. Boy, the writing's not great.
We've much to discuss.
Yes.
Or the plot isn't great.
Plans must be made. We've got to do this by the book. Measure everything. The calculations must be exact.
I mean, sure, but isn't time of the essence? We'll never get anything done unless we just start and see what happens.
If you let me just...
Oh, Cyrus. Always with the...
Oh, Death Smiles? Yeah. I actually just they just remade that, and I bought that too. I have like the original disc copy on the 360. A big old box set. And yeah, I played quite a bit of the remake. They re-released that for the Switch and PlayStation 4, I think. I don't know if it came on Xbox, but PlayStation 4 and Switch for sure.
Don't let can be the enemy of is.
What? That isn't how the saying goes. Anyway, look.
Yeah, I agree. Those games were a ton of fun. Really creative back then.
Principles. We think the particles will be the solution to our energy issue. The books were a dead end, sadly. Little more than some poetic interpretations.
Jean, did the probe data reveal anything new?
I'll send you the
Story
full
made no
data
sense.
set.
Translation super bad.
Hypothesis.
But really fun games.
I believe the particles might have some plant-like properties.
But the probe couldn't tell us much about what it's like down the cave itself, right?
Correct. There may be hazards we're unaware of, and we have only the most basic.
That was a
idea
surprise
of
to me.
the
I never thought they would have remade Death Smiles. Like I didn't think the game sold very well.
What can we do next that will be a reliable
But thankfully they did.
Hello all. Sorry I'm late.
Although lately M2 has just been remaking all the
Everything? Won't that take a while?
Oh.
well, a lot of old shmups, a lot of old cave and
Anywho, if we want
what was the other name of the other? Well, at any rate, yeah. They like have like a lot of the old shooter directors and artists working for them.
It's systems thinking.
So we're getting a lot of those shmups from the 90s back.
Sure.
You know, without having to use a PC and emulating them.
That's durable enough to withstand whatever the particles might do to it, and cope with lots of weight either way.
Got it. How hard can
And
it
there's
be?
been a number of original shmups that have come out over the years that have been really, really good.
Huh, no, I mean, don't worry. It'll be fine.
Cyrus, you take over the probe data. With your botanical expertise, maybe you'll find some details I missed. It'll have big.
Oh, really? It was the best selling from Cave? That's almost kind of too bad.
The particles safe. That's what I'll work on.
Definitely.
Won't whoever goes down...
But, you know, all those Cave games are really good.
Yes.
I think they're all pretty equal in quality. Just depending on what kind of theme you like.
Bear in mind and come back to it when we have more data. Maybe the Flummerlin will remember something useful in the meantime.
What if I go down?
What?
Harry? I think we can all agree that isn't going to happen.
Yes, Harold, it's too dangerous.
Lots of other fun things to do instead, Howell.
Yeah, come on, buddy. Don't be crazy.
Okay, people. Then we're agreed. To your stations. We've got our work cut out for us.
Let me help. With something.
Harold, why don't you help me? You're good with the Flummy limb. You can liaise with Wiu and find out if there is anything they can think of to help us.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, that's true.
Wiu? Where did they go?
Oh,
Actually, the last stop-motion movie I saw was Coraline, and I was shocked to find out that that was a stop-motion movie. Like, that's such smooth animation. Like, I never would have guessed. Of course, that was over a decade ago, so, you know, usually, you know, stop-motion animation does not look that good.
What are you doing?
Oh, just watching them. They're gurping with an ooble boot.
And of course, it doesn't make any sense to do stop-motion anymore, since CG basically can replicate that look.
Well, yes, but only for themselves.
You can't, you know, you can't really complain about like a CG stop-motion movie looking not real. Because it was never real to begin with, right? I mean, stop-motion never looked real.
The fish is fine when it comes back up in an ooble boot.
Ooble? Down further? And then safe? Wiu, what do you know? What do you know about how they work? How are they made?
Not much, but I could probably get a few for you.
It's worth trying. If we take a couple to Moreau, she might be able to analyze the particle bonding properties and ascertain whether...
Or what if we just test them now?
What do you mean?
No fish has ever cared before, but we could just put one millfish in an ooble, leave one out, put them both down, and see how they're both doing when we pull them back up.
Wiu, how would you feel if I kissed you?
You don't have to answer that.
Okay, let's do it. Let's do a field test right now.
Well, okay. I'll rustle up some ooble boots and a couple of little fish.
Yeah, boy, if they made this into a movie, boy, they would have to cut a lot. This script has way too much into it, and I don't know. Like this game script feels like a first draft, and then just nobody in the 13 years it took to make it, just nobody bothered to just like read it again. I mean, I kind of feel bad for saying that because they put so much work into it, but at the same time, it's like, come on, guys, at least somebody read the script again and then just go, you know what? Do we need this? Man, this is kind of slow here. Boy, this is meandering here. It's just one of these things where it's like, just put the whole thing in there. Don't cut anything. And that's one of these things where like you kind of you normally wish that games would not cut stuff, because that sounds like a great deal. It sounds like a great deal that you can just get like everything, and the game would be longer. But sometimes the games don't need to be longer. Ask anybody who's played an Assassin's Creed game in the last 5 years. Does the game need to be longer? No, it really doesn't. Let's see, find fish for science. Shouldn't be too hard to find some around here. Oh god. Yeah, I mean Xenoblade. That's certainly a good example. Xenoblade 3 did have a lot to it. You know, for better or for worse. Oh, you can't run. you gotta follow the fish.
Better chum. Could we have 2 little fish, please?
Of course. Here you go.
And could we please have 1 ooble boop?
Sure.
Although, I guess I don't mind if,
No, sorry, not the pops, the boops.
like if a lot of quests are optional that you don't really need to do, then I suppose that's fine, right?
The ooble pops are good these days too, though.
In that sense, Assassin's Creed is just fine because there's really only like a quarter of the quests that you, well, maybe a quarter is even too much. There's only like maybe like an eighth of the quests that you actually need to do if you ever just wanted to finish the game, and then the other stuff is just fluff.
What could possibly go wrong?
Now that we've got an ooble boop and not an ooble pop, nothing.
So, what's the difference?
That would take a lot of explaining. I'll tell you when we have more time.
Okay, I look forward to it. Probably.
Okay, you're locked into this quest. You actually have to finish it. I think it's why those Far Cry games, the Far Cry Ubisoft games, never really bothered me. Because all the extra missions really didn't amount to anything. So if you didn't do them, you didn't feel bad about not doing them. It's like, you have a new objective on the map. It's like, I don't care. Although those games, the physics was so wonky that it kind of, like, some of the optional missions were so fun just because the game logic would just totally screw up. And if you were playing multiplayer, it's even better.
Bridget, we've got the bubblefish.
Fantastic. Wait, hang on.
What's wrong?
Why do you have an extra bubble? And no naked fish? Isn't the point to have one of them unprotected?
Exactly.
But I mean, forgive me for being obtuse, but...
I forgive you.
Both of them are protected. What?
Look.
Oh. Ooh. 1 + 1 = 0?
Don't worry, Wii U. That's rhetorical. Anyway, shall we tie the ropes?
Well, I hope this game's plot goes somewhere. So far, not. It has not gone anywhere.
Okay, let's pull them out and check the results.
Oh no, that one doesn't look so good.
Oh dear. Poor fish. I really didn't think the effects of exposure would be so severe. But we had to test.
1 second. Little fish is pretty dazed, but I don't think it's unfish.
Yes, it's coming around.
Good news! Well, like Moreau and Wii U said, going down there doesn't look like it kills. But we don't really know how fishy feels right now.
True. I suppose we should keep a close eye on it. But it means the experiment was mostly a success, right?
I'm happy. So now we can create bigger bubbles that we can go in.
That would be awesome. But we, present company excluded, can't breathe underwater.
Cyrus is going to be the best person to make use of these new findings on that front, I think. But then there's the mobility issue. We need to be able to get, stay, and maneuver down there.
How about our ropes?
Ooh, that would be great. Can you work with me on creating the right stuff?
Of course.
Great. I suppose I'll start construction of the hoist at the same time.
Things are really happening.
Can I run again? Oh, I can. Okay. I'm free to walk around. Let's see. Tell Cyrus about the bubbles. Where the hell is Cyrus? I think Cyrus is back on the colony. Or on the ship? I don't know. Yeah, like I wonder if this team, like if they made another game, like I wonder if like the 13 years was just like funding issues or time issues, they didn't have a big enough team, or they're just trying to develop the technology.
Destination determined. Now, relax with all water.
I mean, if something's in development for that long, it's usually a money issue or a technology issue.
Thank you for traveling with all water. Location nominated. Journey commencing. All water thanking you.
Zora's the man, yeah.
We know you enjoy traveling with all water. You're welcome.
I mean, unfortunately, these fish people are not quite as cool as the fish people in Zora's Domain. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. I mean, what? What is this supposed to entertain you? I have no idea. Just imagine if this was your entertainment. No video games, just a guy standing on a chair with a drum on his back. I have no idea where this guy is. That's definitely not her, or that's definitely not the person. Okay, got nothing to say. Yeah, I'm telling you, I mean, like, everything about the game, except for the meandering story, is really good. I mean, it's good. Just, you know, they just needed to do a heavy amount of editing in the story.
This exchange business is curious, eh, Zim?
It is indeed, Alon. Who'd have thought we'd be swimming in fish folk aboard the Fedora, eh?
Right, Zim. I had one of him. Bright green head, fin and arms that seemed to shift colours like a multifaceted jewel reflecting deep sea sun come right up to me and touch my nose.
Yeah, the voice acting is good. I would say the writing is good. But the story just is not. It's not good.
Audacity, Alon. But great business all in all, eh? I had one smooth and pale like a pearl. They came right up to me, they did, and asked me if I had Tidimo.
Tidimo, Zim?
Tidimo, Alon. Apparently, it means the understanding that nothing is urgent.
I don't know. Maybe somebody out there like really loves this.
Well, that's nice, isn't it?
I rather liked it
Like is
myself,
like totally fascinated by what everybody says and the plot.
What's that? You mean that lightkeeper lot causing havoc and making the ship shake?
Right you are, Zim. Bothersome sounding business.
I don't know, but I'm on what part?
How's that,
On
Alon?
part 12 of this, and
Maybe the
I think I was
keepers
bored at like
discovered
part
some kind of conspiracy
4.
by Orwar to take over the cave while all the fish folk are here. prodding noses and telling people about their nice Tadina.
But I do want to see the end of it, so I just put it up with it.
Well, I for one welcome our fish folk friends, and if I hear about all water trying any funny business with their cave, I won't be happy.
Nor I, Alon. Still, have a bit of Tidimo, eh?
Right you are, Zim.
Who am I looking for? Chris. Wait, I'm pretty sure this is not Chris,
Just
right?
curious, eh, Zim?
It is indeed.
Tommy,
Oh
how's
yeah,
it
that's
going?
Tommy.
Harold,
We'd
what's
be
new?
swimming in fish folk aboard the Fedora, eh?
Is Chris the teacher? I didn't think his name was Chris.
All water. Moving people every day. All water. We get you where you're going.
Chris, you got
Ah,
a minute?
okay, it is Chris, of course.
Oh,
It's the guy I didn't think it was.
What's up, Harold?
This is gonna sound a little weird, but Buddy has challenged you to one last race.
What? Harold, come on. What are you saying?
Look at the end of this letter he wrote me.
Oh, yeah. How could I refuse? Fold him up and let's have one final station jog.
Like, this guy's really cool, but you don't really get to talk to him that much.
Good job, Chris. You nearly had him there.
I gave him a real challenge, eh?
You okay?
Yeah. Thanks, Harold. I mean, really.
Same to you, Chris. That was very entertaining to watch.
Buddy, making us both smile even now.
I think this is also one of the dangers of making a main character who's kind of dull. I mean Harold is just kind of a dull and not too bright person, which you'd think would be okay. But unfortunately, he tells like a dull and not too bright story too, from his perspective. Tell Cyrus about the... Oh, I had to go talk to Cyrus. Where the hell is Cyrus? I think he's downstairs in the lab, I think. I don't know. I have my problems with this game. I have the problems with the story. I like everything else, though. Lab.
All water compliments you on your choice of destination.
I just wish everything didn't happen at a snail's pace. But the game is developed by a company called Slow Brothers. So maybe that's a pretty good indication about how they feel about how fast the plot should move along. I mean, they're letting you know, we're the Slow Brothers. Oh, what the... Now he's not here? What the heck, man? Ah, where the hell is he? Oh, see, like we haven't even gone to the observatory here. How many more hours is it going to take for me to go there? Is it in the filter room? No, I wouldn't think so. See, in the bathroom? No. See, in the lounge? No. I used to work for a company that had a lounge just like this. It was just like a couch and a microwave and a sink. There you are. What the hell are you doing here? Oh.
Hey, Cyrus. Just me. We've got a great idea for the helmets.
Shh. Do you hear that?
I, hear a lot of fuzzy static?
Yes, sure. But below that...
Cy, what should I be hearing?
Just let me listen and follow my instructions. We'll get to the bottom of this in no time.
Okay.
Ah, better. Getting better again. Do you hear that? We're getting close. Just a little more. It's getting... Oh, nearly. Sounding good. Do you hear that? We're getting close. Just a little more. Ah, so close. Careful. Nope. Tuning out again. Nope. Tuning out again. Ah, so close. Careful now. Ah, so close. Careful now. Ah, too far. It's getting distorted again. Ah, so close. Careful now. Nope. Tuning out again. Do you hear that? We're getting close. Oh, nearly. Sounding good. Do you hear that? We're getting close. Ah, better. Getting better again. It's beautiful. You hear it now? Like those particles are singing together, harmonizing. It's choral. I've discovered the choral particles. Particle choir? Particulars? Do you know what this means, Harold? Whatever is down there, that's the evidence that it has lots of
Killer 7?
similarities with the plant that I researched in my youth.
I mean, I'm not seeing that.
Didn't you read the book I gave you?
Or just the like the traversal.
I wrote Phonetic Identities in Adolescent Seedlings. Provisional title, by the way. Just ended up sticking.
So, you know that by hearing this choir sound? How does that relate to...
It's all connected. This very specific sound pattern, this melody, music is math, math is nature. John will be happy about these results.
Awesome. I can't wait to tell her. Oh, hi, Professor.
Hello, you two. What's going on?
We were just talking about Cyrus's new findings. The music is plant math.
What? Mara, yes, I discovered that the audio samples actually reveal an even greater affinity between the particles and sentient plant life. It vindicates my earlier theory, too. The one in my book.
That is interesting. So, what's your opinion on the energy container's necessary properties?
Well, it makes me think the container will need the option for water flow or some kind of nutrition bed. Might need light control and something to attract the particles into it too. And, given that we don't know the energy potential and given that pollen can...
Sigh, that's enough to go on for now, I think. Good thinking, though. I'll handle it from here. Maybe asbestos will do the trick.
Say, Harold, didn't you want to tell me something earlier? Before we got swept up in the excitement.
Oh, it's the water bubbles. Our experiment was great. We found the bubbles to have protective qualities. The bubblefish came back totally happy.
Oh, that is interesting, but did you have a control group? What?
Yes. One fish went down without a bubble. I'll tell you all the details later.
Sai, can you work with those bubbles? Find a way to adapt them for human usage?
I mean, it's not like I don't have anything else to do, but sure. I'll figure it out. Maybe some kind of double hoop glaze with bubble film. Hey, what happened to the other fish, by the way?
It was a bit confused by the whole thing. I should see if we can thank it somehow.
You always did have a soft spot for fishy friends, huh, Harold?
I guess so. Nice to have one that can talk back.
Okay, let's get back to it. Good work, you two.
Go team!
Oh, this dialogue. Oh, copyright music. Oh no. I think this is like the third montage in this game. It might even be the fourth. Like the folks that made this game like love the 80s. Oh well, anybody not watching this live is not going to hear a single thing, because YouTube will mute this music. I mean, I guess I should be thankful there's a montage, otherwise this would have been just more slow dialogue that we would have had to play through. Well, maybe you grew up watching reruns then, huh? 23 days left. I'm trying to think if montages were a big deal in the 90s. I don't think so. I think people were getting away from montages in the 90s. Certainly by 2000, montages weren't really even a thing. Even like romantic comedies, which is where you saw a lot of montages.
Thank you for joining me, everyone. And well done on your efforts in getting to this point.
Yeah, at least I could help with this stuff.
No time for sulking. We're this close to figuring out whether what's down there can really help us get up there.
So, we finally decide on who gets to go down there, right?
I might be the first Flumilim to even care what's down there.
Yes, well, that is to say...
Oh, Harold, it was nothing personal, but we already met to discuss that.
You decided without me?
Oh, without me too, Howell.
Yeah, it just kinda came up during one of our standard peer reviews. We are going down as a given, right? And then we decided it made most sense for Bridget to go with. She has the mixture of observational prowess and energy understanding.
Oh, I see.
But I'm actually acutely claustrophobic, so I had to pass. I wouldn't have been able to trust myself.
Punk rock and montages. That makes sense.
So...
Cyrus was the next natural candidate, with his expertise in botany and molecular biology.
Oh, makes sense, I guess.
But, just as I was about to accept, I kept thinking of Sunny. And, you know, my responsibility. To my fish, too. If anything should happen to me down there, Sunny would never forgive me.
I'm sure your fish would forgive you, though.
Oh. Professor, you're next in line, then. You're the most experienced, after all.
Sure I am, but... Harold, are you fooling me? I've only got one hand.
Wait. So, if not you, then...
We did consider the astronaut, but we weren't sure he'd actually fit.
So...
We're sorry to put the burden on you, Harold, but you're the next best man for the job.
Yes! I mean... Yes.
It'll be okay. No need to worry. We'll all be here looking out for you.
I know. You don't have to
And you have a great rapport with Wiu, so it makes sense.
And you've proven recently that you're more responsible than maybe we gave you credit for.
Plus, you've developed a real affinity for Flumilim processes and mental models.
I'll look after you, Howell. Don't worry.
I accept!
There's no need to be rash. Take a few moments to mull it over.
Wait, are you kidding with me now?
Harold, you know I don't jape in times of scientific urgency.
I meant about telling me, not going down there.
We'll give you some extra training before you go, of course.
Thank you, everyone. We'll do you all proud. I promise.
No doubt that you will. Now, let's get going. Time is still short.
Okay, boy, I think we'll stop it there for tonight. This is meowmurai. You've been watching Harold Halibut running on PlayStation 5. Yeah, the more I play this game, the less I like it. And again, it's really just the plot and the pace of the story and the kind of the meandering conversations. I mean, actually, just the last conversation is a good example of just like lots of stuff being said that just didn't need to be said. That was a whole conversation about picking Harold to go down and explore the area below the sea, and it's just like why. I wouldn't even say, like, maybe you do it for comedy reasons, but it wasn't like a particularly funny conversation. So I'm like, oh well. Yeah. I mean, the world's good. The world's good. I would say in general the characters are good, but what they do and for how long they do it is just, I don't know. Like I said, we're close to the end, so thankfully I'll be able to put a pin in it, and we can get back to playing Stellar Blade. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching, and I will see you at the next stream. Frank, take care of yourself. Hopefully things are good and going good, and yeah, we'll see you next time.